Welcome back to Wake Up America. I'm Alex Kramer. Well, after covering more than 4,000 miles of United States airspace over 8 long days, the China spy balloon has been shot down. While no longer in the sky, the balloon presents plenty of future concern as U.S. intelligence linking the balloon to a years-long Chinese data gathering operation, one that has targeted several other nations as well. So for more on that, we're going to be welcoming in a former Homeland Security Department advisor and former Secret Service Special Agent Charles Marino. Good morning, Charles. Now, of course, China played this down as just a quote-unquote weather balloon, but this is not the first time that this has happened. So this is straight from the Washington Post. They're now claiming that U.S. officials have confirmed 5 additional occurrences over 5 different continents, saying that this is a vast aerial surveillance program from China. How concerning is this moving forward?
Well, when we start looking at China, we have to look at them as an adversary. They're not a competitor here, and the administration needs to get that right. But this is the first time, Alex, that we've seen a spying operation this overt over the middle of the country. I mean, we were tested here by China and failed. That balloon should have never made it over the main continental USA and been able to stay for as long as it did. So this was a huge failure, and China was able to see that this administration did not have the political will to take it out before it entered the mainland.
Absolutely. I want to switch gears completely to something that you know very well, Super Bowl security. Of course, the Super Bowl is in just a few days on Sunday. So, of course, there are public safety concerns due to surging crime. And the DHS confirming at this point there are no credible threats. So, Charles, what protocols are in place out in Arizona for this weekend's game?
Yeah, Alex, this is a well-structured program. As in years past, the Department of Homeland Security has designated the Super Bowl a special event. That means vast federal resources are brought to the table to work alongside state and local authorities, as well as the NFL. You see a lot of restrictions like the closure of airspace, everything being screened in and around the stadium. And there's a lot of security that will also be unseen to spectators that are attending this week's event and the game on Sunday.
Maybe compared to the past, I mean, we're seeing just surging crime rates. How does that factor in when it comes to the safety protocols? Are there any changes or anything different from past games?
Yeah, you know, in the industry, it's called protection from streets to seats. And that is, you want to make sure that any fans with tickets in their hand that are coming to the game or the events or are going to be hanging out in the vicinity are safe while doing so. You will see a large uniform presence. There's over 50 police departments working together from across the state and federal agencies that'll be out there in force as a visual deterrent to provide that layer of safety and security to those attending the events this week and on Sunday. So it's very important that people remain safe. And unfortunately, during events like this, you also see spikes in human trafficking. So law enforcement will also be on the lookout for that as well.
And of course, one of the biggest traditions of football is tailgating, and that happens, you know, miles around the stadium. Some people don't even end up going to the game. And I mean, that starts hours before kickoff. Is law enforcement aware of that? Are they putting into protocols when it comes to the large areas, when it comes to tailgating prior to the game?
Yeah, that's all included in the overall security planning. Obviously, there will be extensive road closures, so people will need to pay attention before heading out, which routes they need to take and which areas are open and which areas are closed. But everybody should be able to have a good time, a safe time. And again, as long as they're responsible with the tailgating, again, law enforcement is going to be out there in force to make sure that everything is safe and enjoyable for everyone.
Absolutely. Charles Marino, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Really, really appreciate your insight.